Today we will be taking a look at what it takes to create all of these contraptions and thingamajigs in which I've made. Gonna go take a look it was mainly redstone and redstone repeaters, switches, but there's a lot of figuring out how to make one work with however many you happen to have, like say 2, 3, 4 switches. Not to mention you need several pistons on each line. A little bit difficult. Okay, so the line for the bridge actually wasn't that difficult, and redoing it to make it extend out a little further wasn't all that hard either. Although making the pitfall trap open from the bottom as well, that was a little bit tricky. Did manage to get that. See, it was mainly just getting everything to work with each other, but working around the pitfall trap was a little bit difficult. It wasn't that hard once you get used to building things, but anyways, let's move on to the new part of my base, which happens to be the VIP lounge and my personal dwelling, if you like to say, call it that maybe. Didn't take a lot to build the pool, or those cages. The cages were actually part of the easiest thing. The shelf, not that hard. Stairs. The whole thing was actually easy. This part anyways, just took a lot of time to build it. I did have a little bit of an issue while placing the lava that happens to be underneath there. Wasn't quite sure where exactly I'd put it, and we had a little bit of a spill mishap happen. There's that. Ah, yes. This whole section here, all of this area that's down from the rest, that took a while. The 3 walls didn't actually take that while. The 3-layer wall defense thing wasn't that hard. Just this one, and this one. Here, we'll take a look behind. As you can see, it was quite a bit of work. Wasn't all that difficult because there's a certain pattern you have to do this herein to make things wider than 2 pistons go up and down at the same time as everything else, but it took a little bit. Make everything work with each other. It's all a bit messy, but if you're actually in my base, then you don't really see it, so who gives a shit? Not me. Doors, weren't that hard. That wasn't that hard. All of this is mostly simple, just have to think it. It's a little bit of common sense. The most difficult part, which actually really isn't that difficult, is just figuring out what dimensions you want to put things at. Other than that, it's not really that tricky. I had to come up with my own idea for the lights for the movie theater. Those actually were extremely simple to do. I just take pistons. There's one here, and there's one here, and there's one here, and there's one here. Just put them in, push them in front of the glowstone. If you put a redstone repeater right here, touching the top one out of 2, then it'll actually activate the bottom one as well. So that wasn't that hard. I tried to make these look like actual chairs with the armrest, but I couldn't figure out a good way to do that. Yeah, but like I said, most of this actually wasn't that difficult. You know, especially after you've done it for a little bit. After those first traps that I've made on my tower part, the let's see, I'll just take you there. The area with the pitfall. Area with the pitfall trap, that was a little bit difficult. I hadn't done that kind of stuff before. This, a little bit difficult. As you can see, there's a issue here. That did not push out. Yeah, but once you got the hang of it, it's actually really easy. So, I guess I'll see you guys later.